study program to Tampon University. And today our focus will be on dual degree, which is DD&D program. Okay. Tampon University has been our top partnership university for many years. Okay, many years. And every year we send many students to Temple University, and also we have graduate students going to Temple University, including our outstanding alumni. Okay, finish his master degree in civil engineering. Engineering management. Okay, in Temple University. So it tells us that Temple University is very important partner for Temple University. And so far, we have 3 students studying at Temple University. 2 exchange students, 1 is study abroad students, and they haven't contacted me. It means no news is good news. Okay, they had a good time. All right, and so it's our great honor we have Getty here to present your degree program to all of you. And yes, and I believe you will have the detailed information regarding Temple University. So would you like to join me to welcome Mr. Getty from Temple University? Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here for the first time at TomCon and to present to you a little bit about our opportunities available at Temple. So I'm Casey. I work in our Global Programs Office at Temple. So our Global Programs Office works with all of our partner universities around the world and our students who come to our programs from our partner universities. So I'm going to first talk a little bit about the university and about Philadelphia, where we're located. And then I'm going to talk about some of the different programs that are available to you as TomCon students, including our study abroad and exchange program, some of our master's degree programs, and then some of our short-term English language programs as well. So we'll start with a quick video to show you a little bit about what life at Temple is like and what Philadelphia is like. And I think this is a pretty good overview of that. So we're located in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, and that's in the northeast of the U.S. So Philadelphia is the 2nd largest city in the northeast behind New York, and the 6th largest city in all of the U.S. So we're really well located within the northeast too. So this red dot here is Philadelphia, and then if you get on a train and you go north about an hour and a half by train is New York City. And the other direction is in about 2 hours, you can get to DC, Washington, DC, which is the capital of the US. So it's a really well-connected area of the country. And Temple is really lucky that we're located right in the city. So these buildings in the front, including this tall dorm building, that's our campus. And then in the background, those are the buildings of downtown Philadelphia. So if you get on the subway, in about 10 minutes, you can be in downtown Philadelphia. So you have a really good mix of American college campus life and American city life, where there's so much to do. Philadelphia is ranked within the top 5 best global travel cities by Lonely Planet. And then if you're interested in doing a master's program and interested in getting an internship or work experience, Philadelphia is within the top 10 US cities for startups. So many of our students in different majors just have to do internships or jobs within startup companies within the Philadelphia region. If you're interested in working for a larger corporation, Philadelphia is a hub for Fortune 500 companies as well. Even though we're so close to New York, the cost of living is about 40% cheaper than New York. So things like housing costs, food costs, transportation costs will be much more affordable in Philadelphia compared to these other cities. Here's a bit of an overview about Temple. We're a pretty large university. We have over 30,000 students across all of our different 17 schools and colleges. From engineering to business and management to performing and cinematic arts. There's really all different types of majors depending on what your interests are. Being such a big school, we have a lot of different academic options. So we have over 600 different academic degrees. So no matter what your area of course interests are, there's probably something for you. Outside of the classroom, there's a lot of opportunity to get involved. We have over 400 recognized student organizations. So whether you want to get involved in something like the Taiwanese Student Association, we have a very, very active Taiwanese Student Association on campus that holds social events and different types of things to help you connect with other students from Taiwan or with Taiwanese background. And then we have a lot of professional organizations too. So if you are a sports business student, for example, there are professional organizations for students that are interested in sports management, or you'll have guest speakers from different companies or teams within the sports industry, or you might do field trips to a stadium, for example, and get a tour. So there's all different types of organizations, both personal and professional. If you're interested in research, Temple is ranked an R1 research institution, which means that we're the highest level of research activity in the US. So many of your professors will, in addition to teaching, will be producing research in their field of study. So it's a really good opportunity to network with some of the top scholars in your academic area. We've also recently entered the top 100 best national universities of the US. So we received our first top 100 ranking last year. So this is something we're really, really proud of. And then within that, we're within the top 45 public schools among national universities. We're a very global university as well. So the 3 red dots you'll see are our campuses. So our main campus is in Philadelphia in the US. That's where I work and I'm based. We also have a degree granting campus in Tokyo and soon opening one in Kyoto in Japan. And there's a master's degree option at that campus, which I'll talk about soon. And then finally, we have a study abroad campus in Rome and Italy. The green dots around the map, these are some examples of our partner locations. So these are like the universities that I work with. We have over 200 international partnerships around the world. So people come from universities all around the world, our sister schools like Hong Kong. We have over 120 countries represented by our international students. And as our international student population is growing, this number is growing as well. Around the world, we have over 360,000 Temple alumni, including alumni here in Taiwan, like Spencer, who's going to talk towards the end of my presentation. And then if you're interested in English language school, we have over 45 years of experience with our English language school. Here are some photos of the facilities around Temple's campus. So here's our computer tech lab, our computer center, and our library. These are some of the biggest study spaces on campus. So if you need to study for an exam or you need to do a group project with your classmates, these are some of the locations where you might go to do that. We also are a Division I athletics school, which means that our sports teams compete on the highest level of competition for college sports. So this is the Leah Corus Center. This is our 10,000-seat basketball arena on campus. So if you want to go see the Temple Owls basketball team play, you just have to walk down the street to our arena, and that's free for all of our students. So you don't have to pay for our sports events. Also, we have gyms around campus, weight rooms, we have pools, we have a climbing wall, so you're able to use these facilities with your, as a part of your fee charges. And then finally, this is our bell tower, and that's our social center of campus. So you'll see a lot of festivals, a lot of student meetups there. That's a really, really good social place on campus for our students. So those are just some of the different facilities around campus. Here's a little bit more of our library. So this is a new building. It just opened in 2019, and this is the main lobby area. So it's about 3 stories tall, and you have a lot of study spaces in the library and our Student Success Center. So this is our tutoring center where you can speak to somebody about writing tutoring. They can give you tips about how to improve your papers. You can meet with a conversation partner, so you can practice your English conversations with somebody who is a native English speaker. Or if you're studying French, for example, you can meet with a French speaker and practice your French language, or even share your own language experiences. So you can meet with students who are interested in studying Mandarin, and you can share more about your culture and about your language, and help other students learn that language. We know that when you're coming to a new country, in the US, you're thinking a lot about safety and your health. Temple has a really big safety network. We have our own police force of over 100 police officers and security, a different security force as well. So our police officers will patrol our campus area and will also patrol off campus. So if you live in an off-campus building, the police will be patrolling your neighborhood, responding to any concerns that you have, in addition to the Philadelphia police. We also have security in all of our buildings. So to enter all of the academic buildings, you have to tap your ID card to confirm that you're a student. Same with your dorm and off-campus apartment buildings. Many of them, especially the large buildings, require that you tap your ID to confirm that you live there. So they'll only let people who live in that building enter the building. We also have services available to help you get around campus and the area at night. So we have a free shuttle bus service that will bring you from campus to your off-campus apartment. If you need to study really late at night in the library, you can get on the bus for free, and it will bring you to your apartment. There's also a walking escort, so if you're living closer, you can call a security escort if you feel more comfortable, and they can walk with you to your dorm. But being a university with over 30,000 students, you'll find that it's a very, very big campus. It's a big campus community. So there's a lot of students around on campus for all hours. There's a lot of students living in the surrounding neighborhood. So you'll be around a lot of students from around the US and around the world. We also have some health services available on campus, including our student health center. So if you're feeling sick, you can see a doctor on campus without needing to go to downtown. We have a counseling service if you're looking for mental health counseling, and then other resources like our wellness center, which does some wellness events, and our disability resource center. So if you receive any disability-related accommodations at your home university, we have an office that can give you those same accommodations at Temple. For career development, we also have some different events like our International Student Career Week. This is when we have all different sorts of professional focused events to help international students, like a workshop about how to make a US resume. Next week, my colleague is going to organize an event where we're bringing a representative from the United Nations is coming to Temple, and they're going to give a talk about career opportunities at the United Nations. So that's our first time holding that event, and we're really excited about that. Every semester we have career and internship fairs. So this is when we bring employers to campus and you get the opportunity to meet with them on campus, learn about job opportunities, and share your resume. And those are offered for the university as a whole, but also for schools and colleges. Like the business school will have their own career fair, for example. We have a career center on campus, and this is our central office that gives all career support. So for example, you can schedule a mock interview, and this is when you'll meet with somebody for a pretend interview on campus. And at the end of your pretend interview, they'll give you tips about how you can improve for when you have an interview with the company. So it's a really good way to practice before you start looking for jobs. We advise for optional practical training, which I'll give information about that later. And then for master's students, many of them do research or teaching assistantships. So for research assistantships, this is when you'll work with your professor to help them do research. So you might be a lab assistant, for example, where you're working 10 hours a week in the lab to help with their research, and that's a paid opportunity. Same with teaching assistantships. So this is when you can work with a professor to help teach an undergraduate class section. So for example, we have one music performance student right now who's working as a teaching assistantship with the music department. And he's helping to give bachelor students lessons about vocal performance and things like that. So those opportunities are paid and they're available as well. We also have some different activities outside the classroom. So we try to do fun events, like we'll go to a 76ers NBA game. We usually go to an amusement park every year. We'll go to Halloween haunted houses. So there's all kinds of things to do for fun outside of the classroom as well. All right, now I'm going to start talking about each of our programs, our first being our English language programs. So these are offered through our Center for American Language and Culture, which we call TCALC, and there's all different types of programs available through them. The most popular one, the biggest one, is our Intensive English Language Program, which we call IELP. This is when you take classes that are specifically designed to improve your English speaking, reading, and writing skills. So it's full-time, and you'll really just focus on developing your English through those 7-week sessions. So you can come for 1 session, 2 sessions, 3 sessions. They're offered all around the year. And if you're for students coming from partner universities like Hong Kong, you'll get a 15% discount for that program. So if you're interested in the summer program, for example, you can do a 7-week intensive English study program. Some students also do online English classes. So we have 2 different online options available. We have the first class is presentations and pronunciation, and the second is professional and academic conversations in English. So you can take one or both of those classes, and they're each 7 weeks long and 2 hours per week. The most popular English program for our partner university students is called ACT, or American Culture at Temple. So every summer or winter, we have students from our partner universities all around the world to come to study on this program. And this program helps you to learn English while also learning about American culture. So one day of the class, you might be learning about the Philadelphia Museum of Art and all of the works of art in the museum. And then the next day, you'll take a field trip to the art museum and see all of the art and see all the architecture in person. So it's a very field trip heavy program. You'll also go to places like New York, Ocean City, and New Jersey, which is a beach town, basketball games and things like that. The program is 2 to 4 weeks long, so you can choose how long you want to study on this. And it's offered both in the winter time, which is usually in February, and then the summertime, which is in July. This program is also all-inclusive, so the price that you pay includes tuition, it includes housing, which in the summertime is in an on-campus dorm, and it includes food and field trips, all in that one price. Finally, if you want to do a graduate degree or master's degree in the US, we have our graduate academic English program. This is a 4-week program that starts just before the semester begins, and it's really designed to help teach you English on a master's degree level. So you'll learn how to have academic conversations in English, you'll learn how to write a master's level research paper in English, and students who have done this program have shared that it's a really helpful in making them feel really well prepared for their master's degree. So you can do this program if you're studying your master's degree at Temple, or even if you're studying your master's degree at a different American university. We also offer a study abroad and exchange program. So we do have an exchange agreement with TomCom. So you're able to apply through your international office for the exchange program. This is for 1 or 2 semesters. I think most students from your university come for 2 semesters. And it allows you to come study at Temple. Even though you're there for short term, you have all the benefits of Temple students. So you can take classes from all around the university. So you can take major classes, but many students also choose to take electives, some fun classes, like if you're interested in video production, you can take a video production course. You can take an art course. There's all kinds of different courses available to our exchange students. We offer for all of our programs specialized pre-arrival meetings. So when I return to the US, we're going to do a registration meeting for all of our new spring exchange students, where we'll show you how to look for classes and how to choose your spring classes. We'll also do a session to help you meet other students and help you to prepare for your time in the US, determine what you need and how to travel to Philadelphia. And then when you arrive, we'll do a week-long orientation where we'll have social events so that you can meet the other students. We'll do fun events like a city tour or like a beach trip, and then some information sessions to introduce you to Temple and introduce you to Philadelphia. For this program, we also offer on and off-campus housing. So you can live in our dorms, or you can choose to live in an apartment off-campus, which is really, many of them are only about a 5 or 10 minute walk from our campus buildings. So like I said, we do have exchange with your university, where you pay tuition to your university, but many departments also offer the study abroad option, I think the junior year abroad option, where you can come and you can pay tuition to Temple as well. So there are options for all students, even if you're not selected for the exchange program. If you don't meet our English language requirements for the exchange or study abroad program, we have our English plus University Studies program, and I know I've worked with many students from TomCom who have done this program. This is when you can take your exchange or study abroad classes in combination with English classes in the IELP program. So you might enroll in marketing and accounting, which are credited courses, and then IELP courses to work on English writing and English speaking. This is also for 1 or 2 semesters, and the language requirements for this program are a bit lower, so that's the minimum language requirement for English plus University Studies. For the irregular exchange and study abroad program, the minimum language score is a 79 TOEFL or a 6.0 IELTS or a 110 Duolingo. So if you want to take all credit classes, then you would need to achieve those scores. Here's a quick video from William. William was an exchange student at Temple, and I think this video is a really good overview of all of the different opportunities that you have available at Temple and studying in the US in general.
Hi, so this is my last vlog here as an exchange student at Temple, and for today I just want to recap things I did, places I visited in the US, and share my takeaway from this whole experience after 1 year as an exchange student. I took a piano class. I joined the Brazilian Student Association here at Temple. I auditioned for musical theater groups. I took a few intensive writing classes that helped me improve my writing in English. I applied and got an internship on campus. I spent 1 week in Florida, in Vero Beach. I traveled to Ocean City, New Jersey with the global programs. I went to New York and Boston on my own. I took a podcast class that later made me win second place for Best Audio Production in Tempo MSP Awards, and this made me really happy as a media production student. I also did my dream trip to LA. I met people that I will always carry with me. So if someone asks me if it was worth it, it definitely was. It definitely was. It was an extraordinary experience. And I believe that in general, I'm taking away friendships. I'm more mature than I was 1 year ago when I got here. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't want to make this long.
So I think that's a really good example of, even if you're just an exchange student at Temple for 1 year, you still have all the same opportunities as students, as American students who are getting their degree at Temple. All of our exchange students who live on campus also live in our global living learning community. So this is our on-campus dorm. It's apartment style, so you have a kitchen and a bathroom in your dorm room, and you're mixed with American and international student roommates from all around the world. So it's a really good way to make good friends. Our final program that I'll talk about is called DBMD, or Dual Bachelor's Master's Degree, and this offers special master's degree benefits for partner university students. So just because you go to TomCom, you have access to these benefits through our DBMD program. You can apply in the third or fourth year, or even after graduation, and then there's over 60 different master's degree options. So here are the main benefits of the DBMD program. The first is that you can get your bachelor's and master's degrees in 5 years. So if you come to Temple after the third year of your bachelor's degree, it can be kind of a 3+2 program. So you can get your bachelor's from TomCom and your master's from Temple in about 5 years. So that could save you some time and money. For most majors, the GRE is waived. So the GRE is a graduate school entrance exam that many students have to take. And many of Temple's programs require the GRE, but we worked out a special deal where students from our partner universities don't have to take it. The exception is for some business majors. Some of our quantitative business majors do require the GRE, but for every other major, it's not required. Most students finish their program in 2 years, but most programs can be completed in just 1.5 years. Additionally, there's a small list of programs that can be completed in just 1 year. So we have we had a student in innovation management in our business school who just finished the program in only 1 year. Same with journalism, that's also a 1-year-long program. We provide you with the same support throughout the entire process. So if you're interested in doing a master's degree and you have questions about your program requirements, I can help you with that. If you have questions about your resume, like if you want to send me your resume, I'll look at it and give you tips for how to make it perfect for your application. We're there to help you throughout the entire application. And then you have all of the same support and events and things that we offer our exchange students as well. The biggest benefit is probably our scholarships. So for all DBMD students, my office, Global Programs, offers scholarships of up to 20% of tuition. So you're automatically considered for this. You don't need to submit a separate application. So when you get your acceptance letter, you'll also get a scholarship letter from our office. And then you'll get considered every single semester based on your GPA. The scholarship is only based on your GPA, so you don't need to submit a different application. And over 97% of our students get these scholarships. In addition to your global program scholarships, your academic department will also consider you for scholarships. So if you're applying for sport business, the sport business department will also consider you for scholarships and may give you a different scholarship as well. So like I said, you can apply at all different times. If some students do apply during their third year of their bachelor's degree, and then they come to Temple during the fourth year of their bachelor's degree, you can start taking master's classes and making some of those classes count back towards your bachelor's requirements. And then some students, might go back home to graduate after the first year of their degree and then continue their master's degree after. You can also apply in the last year of your bachelor's degree. So if you want to spend all 4 years at TomCom and then graduate here and then start your master's degree, you can do that too. Finally, if you're not sure what you want to do and you think you might want to work a little bit after you graduate, that's okay too. So if you want to work for 2 or 3 or even 5 years, and then later you say, okay, I think I want to go and get a master's degree, we'll still offer you the same benefits. So these benefits are for current students of TomCom and also for alumni. So even if you graduate many years from now, you can still apply with these benefits. I'm going to skip this video because we have someone here in person, but here are some examples of our different master's degrees. So this QR code has the full list of master's degrees that allow for you to apply to the DBMD program. But then these are just some more broad examples. So Spencer was an engineering student, but we also have a lot of students in business. We have a lot of students in science and technology, education. So there's a lot of different options. And one thing to know is that you can change your major. So if you're studying computer science for your bachelor's degree, and you're deciding that you really don't want to continue to do computer science, maybe business is more your interest, there's a lot of degrees that don't require any background. So every major is different, but for the most part, you're allowed to switch your major. Sorry, I'll leave that up for another minute or two. We'll share this out at the end as well. Okay. There's also one option at our Japan campus in Tokyo. So this is a master's in management. It's a 1-year program, and it's a business degree for students who don't have a business background. So if you are interested in going to Japan, that's an option as well. And then our jobs and careers. So at the bottom, you can see a list of some examples of companies where our alumni work. Within 2 hours of Philadelphia, there's over 50 Fortune 500 companies. So a lot of different, big corporations that students will graduate and work at. I did mention earlier OPT, or Optional Practical Training. This is a program that allows all graduates, international graduates in the US, the ability to work in the US for 1 to 3 years after graduation. So when you graduate from your master's degree in the US, all students can have 1 year of OPT. So 1 year of work using your student visa. So you don't need to apply for a work visa to use that. For STEM majors, you get 3 years of OPT. STEM is not just chemistry or engineering. STEM can also be actuarial science or business analytics, or there are some other majors outside of our science schools that are considered STEM and will give you 3 years of OPT. Okay, I'm gonna give Spencer a little bit of time to introduce himself and talk about his experience at Temple. He's a TomCom alum, so he got his bachelor's degree here and then came to Temple for an engineering management program. So I think it's best sometimes to hear directly from students who have been there, so I'll let Spencer talk a bit about his experience.
So, hi everyone, my name is Spencer. I just thinking when I graduate from TomCom, I just think about it, and I found that I already graduated from Taiwan. It's already like 4 years. Oh, time flies. And then I applied the DBNB program after I graduate. Just like Casey said, you can apply the program during you are in school or after you graduate. So I applied after I graduate. I went to Temple in 2021, and then I finished my master's degree last year, and I came back to start the ten dot construction company right now. And as a student in Philly, I think we got a lot of crazy experience. Like, for example, last year, Phillies, the MLB team, they played in the World Series. 2 years ago, and last year they played the NLCS. That is a crazy month, the crazy October for the Philly. And then not only the life there, the school life is wonderful. I learned a lot of things from school, and then also we got a lot of results, just like what I say. And we got a lot of opportunity. You can learn from not only from the professor, from student, and also a lot of results you can get. And I'll say the global program office is pretty helpful, and also the Temple Taiwan office, Taipei office, it's called Taipei office. They are pretty helpful during before you apply, after you apply, when you when you get into school, they help you all the time. Any question you can ask them. Like for example, I think many people have the question about applying, how to apply to school abroad, right? Because it's quite different from Taiwan. So you need to prepare resume, you need to prepare some English certification. They help you a lot. They teach you how to prepare them, and then that you just apply it and then get an opportunity to start in the board. And I'm here for today is about, I think many people have the question about what's the life living aboard, what's the life starting aboard. So if you have any question, I think we can do some Q&A right now, right? And then if you want to ask me any question, I'm happy for answer it. So 大家也可以用中文问我说是有什么在国外的问题啊，什么或是如何申请学校啊，或是说可能会在国外可能会问到问题，都可以问我。In English or in Mandarin is totally fine for me. Anyone have a question?
那个商学院是在就是本校区吗？还是会比较通勤在那个
商学院
对
，OK，所以我们 Temple 的商学院叫 Fast School， 然后 Fast School 有分2个校区，一个是在市中心 called Center City Campus，and also 主校区就是 Main Campus。那看你修的课程，基本上两边都有可能。For me, for example, I graduated from engineering management. Is half course from 它是一半的 Fast School and 一半的engineering program， 所以我有一半的课是商学院的课，就像你说的 ，but 我的课都是在Center City Campus， 所以我的课都是在市中心上。But you can to like 应该只要10分钟 ，it's only like 10 minutes travel from main campus to Center City, and there's a bus, a subway. It's pretty easy to travel between. 还有问题吗？这个问题很好，因为在哪里上课是很重要的，因为你住在哪里会有很大的关系。也可以问我像住宿的问题 ，because I think a lot of people have the question about where you live and in campus or off campus, what kind of housing is good for you or is what you want. You can ask me about the housing problem, housing question. 还是我就分享，因为你们比较没有想法。So I can just share the housing, because I think the housing part is the big question of students. So I live off campus. I think the picture had to. Here's the picture from campus. there's a one shoot from school and to the center city. Sorry. So I live in here. So this is like our campus, and I live in here. So this building called the Nest is off-campus housing, and then they collaborate with Temple as well. So you can it's like 10-minute walk from my house to the campus. So it's a pretty good option for a student choosing the housing. Not only in campus, also off campus is fine. It's pretty close to the campus. 住在外面也很方便. And then I think just across the street from my building is called the Fresh, right? There's a supermarket right over here. Sure. Yeah, they can. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Spencer. Just some other student profiles we have. So Peter also attended TomCon. We have a lot of students who attended TomCon. Peter studied sport business at Temple, and then he had a lot of cool opportunities. So he was an intern at our athletics department, where he was doing videos and photos for our sports teams. So he got to travel with the sports teams around the US, and it was a really cool opportunity. This is Shirley. Shirley also went to TomCon, and she studied information science and technology, and she's now working for Accenture in Beijing. So she has a really, really great career now, and had some great work opportunity while she was at Temple as well. Finally, some application requirements. So these are just general application requirements. Every program will have different requirements. Usually for the DVMD, we require about a 3.0 out of 4.0 scale GPA. However, if your GPA is a little bit lower than 3.0, that's still okay. I still encourage you to apply because they're going to look at everything in your application. They don't just look at your transcript. They look at your letters of reference. They look at your resume. They will look at your statement of goals. They're going to look at everything and not just your GPA. Here are some language scores as well. So general minimum, but business and communications are a little bit higher. And then finally, like I said, for some business majors, particularly quantitative majors, like I said, actuarial science and maybe like very quantitative finance majors might require the GRE, but they can consider waivers too. So these are just general requirements. And then most students start in the fall semester, which begins in August. The application deadline for the fall semester is April 1st. Some majors also let you start in the spring semester, so a January start. Only some majors, but that is an option for some students. And if you're interested in learning more about the majors that allow you to start in January, we can share that information as well. Student vlogs, we also have vloggers and social media posters every semester. So if you want to hear a student experience, definitely check out those to get a little bit more of a student perspective of life at Temple. Finally, I'm going to ask my colleague Megan. As Spencer said, we do have an office here in Taiwan, and Megan works for that office, and they are also a resource for you if you have any questions about our programs.
嗨，同学，大家好，我是天普大学驻台办事处的 Megan。那如果同学有任何问题的话，都可以直接加我的 LINE 直接询问，或者是说你们想要扫这个 QR code， 就如果你比较不好意思问的话，都可以帮我扫这个 QR code， 然后填问题在里面，我会收到你的 email， 然后一一做回复这样。那同学就是刚刚有拿到一个小纸白色的，可以方便帮我填一下，然后等一下拿给我吗？谢谢。那谢谢大家，然后我们谢谢 Casey 热烈的掌声，谢谢。
Thank you. So our contact information is also here. You can reach me by email or by line too. So if you have any questions and you want to reach us directly in Philadelphia, you can contact us there. Otherwise, you can contact Megan's office in Taipei. Does anyone have any questions for me, for Megan, or for Spencer before we wrap up? Okay, well, we'll all be here, so if you want to come talk to any of us individually, now is a good time to do that. If you have personal questions about your experiences, come up and talk to us. But thank you so much for coming. It's great to be here and great to meet all of you, and we're happy to help with anything you need. So thank you all.
想问一下同学，大概大几呢？大4的帮我举个手好吗？大3呢？哦，好的。大2呢？大1？好，了解，谢谢。所以各位同学，如果你要在大3或大
大概是多少？然后平均拿8人多少就好？
你是想要交换还是学硕双？
学硕。
整个计划课程大概是落在2年，大概